A brand new Halo Infinite teaser has dropped, and man, is there a lot to discuss. Did we see the Infinity destroyed in this? And who is the mysterious person right by Master Chief hidden in this trailer? Plus, Halo Infinite multiplayer armor finally revealed in high res, but did 343 also tease a multiplayer map? So we are loaded today with Halo Infinite news, and if you're hyped up like me, be sure to smash that like button blue. It just takes 1 second. And of course, guys, if you want to join me on the Halo journey of following Halo for over 9 years, subscribe to HaloFollower and hit that notification bell to get alerted instantly when new Halo news and lore comes out. Alright, let's jump into it. This video is supported by Audible. Snag yourself a free Halo audiobook right down in the description below. So yeah, this has been a lucky year for predictions. I feel like almost all the theories so far that could have been confirmed have been confirmed. And once again, this week I said that the Xbox Series X trailer was going to have something Halo related, the new one that was going to launch the Xbox Series X, and here we are, and boy, it's actually a little bit more than what I expected. And although it's not super Reach related, I guess I got that part wrong, there is Master Chief in this. He is doing some stuff, and there are some pretty shocking things in here if you take a look closer. Although keep in mind, you should take this all with a grain of salt, because this is an abstract representation of the Xbox Series X and its power, and really these things are just kind of teasing at what could be in the game. So with that being said, so the first bit shows this guy just playing Xbox Series X or S on his couch, and then he's warped into this crazy world, and honestly, it's just such phenomenal music along with such crazy visual effects. But he actually gets Master Chief's armor thrown onto him, almost like Iron Man, which I found pretty cool. But I will say that when I saw Master Chief here looking at his reflection, it made me think that he experienced something traumatic. Again, I know there's not a whole lot of context in this, but it made me think about how Cortana maybe did something tragic to Blue Team in Halo Infinite, and this is sort of a reactionary shot, or kind of, you know, showing the theme of that. Perhaps the despair he feels about Cortana's situation too, and really just got me thinking about that whole thing that will probably be a huge theme in Halo Infinite. So this next part, we see a massive ship just eating an entire planet, and all the rocks and even the atmosphere is being sucked up. And I really doubt that this is directly related to Halo. It's just probably some cool visual effects that they planned specifically for this trailer for the Xbox Series X, and or could even be for another game, and y'all are probably writing a comment on where it's from, or probably from, but it could be something new just for this. And again, I don't think it's the Banished or anything like that. But keep note of this guy here, who is now Master Chief apparently, and blows up this ship from the inside out and then flies out of its mouth onto the planet. Again, some people might be saying I'm reaching right now, but this makes me think about what Master Chief might be doing in Halo Infinite. Although he's very likely not blowing a ship up like this, it makes me think that perhaps there is a really cool sequence where he destroys a Banished flagship and jumps out and lands down like this we see here, and it just got me really excited. And if there is some big war happening in Halo Infinite, specifically on Zeta Halo, you would think that would probably attract Cortana, and I wonder if, because Master Chief said, if we don't stop the Banished, then there won't be a home, perhaps the Banished are using the Halo Ray to effectively use it as a weapon against the galaxy, maybe to even deter Cortana. But I wonder if the Banished will have some kind of planet-sucking weapon like this, or some kind of new Foreigner weapon or warship that will cause mass destruction on a planet, and the Banished will use that not only as a deterrent for them to be attacked, but also pretty much a thing to get their way. And also, for some reason, when Chief crashes here, there is a blue light by his crotch. I don't know what's going on there, probably just some artistic choice. Anyway, Master Chief crashes down on the planet here, and although I don't think this is specifically Reach or representing Reach, I do think that there are probably elements from Reach here, considering that the mountain range looks very similar to what we saw in the original Xbox Series X announcement trailer, because that is very likely the Banished and perhaps humanity fighting it out on Reach, which I believe is going to be the first mission as explained in Shadows of Reach. But this got me really excited because it makes me think that perhaps this trailer is a little bit more relevant than we might perhaps think at, first glance, with it being all very abstracty and whatnot. But I wonder if these are actually little hidden teasers and whatnot. And right back here actually got me super excited because I think this might be the Infinity. As I've said for probably years now, I think that the Infinity is probably at some point going to be destroyed, and it's going to be pretty devastating. I mean, we even saw this pretty much alluded to in the gameplay trailer, which showed tons and tons of individuals or ships being pretty much eliminated by the Banished. And it's likely that the Banished has some kind of new weapon or some kind of device, or maybe just so powerful that they took down the Infinity and now has crash landed, perhaps on Zeta Halo. Now, I know Halo 5's marketing is or was misleading, but take a look at this. Remember, the Infinity here was depicted as being destroyed and burning up, and we have never seen the Infinity in this much trouble before, and has got me thinking that perhaps these were some ideas being pitched around with Halo 5, but were pushed off into perhaps the second part of Halo 5, which is what I believe Halo Infinite has basically transcended from. Obviously, this is the next big sequel, and I think that the Infinity is in some trouble here, just like how the Pillar of Autumn crashed on Installation 04 in Halo 1, and then eventually detonated. I wonder if something similar happened to the Infinity here, and it crashed and has caused a huge explosion, or maybe if it's still intact, Master Chief will have to go visit it and see that it has been pretty much taken over by the Flood. And perhaps the Flood are looking for information, which is why they're trying to get into the ship's systems. Also, what is that in Master Chief's visor? So if covering Halo news has taught me anything, it's that 343 loves to hide Easter eggs in visors, like Ashurim in the official cover art. But this time, it's a bit harder to identify exactly what or who this is. However, right when I saw this figure, I immediately thought that it was Agent Locke. Although perhaps the pilot, that would probably make a bit more sense. After all, we know that the pilot is sticking around Chief's side at least halfway through the game, thus being a pretty important character. But whoever or whatever this figure is, I think that it is probably human, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it is either Locke or the pilot. I also couldn't help but mention this part at the very end of the Xbox trailer, that our main dude approaches this chick standing on hexagon pillars, and it's almost identical to the Minecrafty foreigner wall sticking through the world as we saw in the Halo Infinite gameplay. And, you know, with the backing out here, it almost made me think that perhaps there is a planet here that is going to have similar hexagon pillars, and I'm hoping that Reach is not influenced or affected this way through these hexagon pillars. I don't know exactly what these are. I don't think they've been explained. I think they're just like a grid system on Halo rings, but maybe there has been some hidden on Reach. Now, I'm probably overanalyzing all this, but nothing in this trailer seemed to tease any other game but Halo. I could be wrong about that, and let me know if I am wrong, because honestly, I didn't see anything but Halo stuff and abstract stuff that isn't attached to any game in particular. We also have a brand new skin reveal, or rather a much higher res of what we saw the other day, and again, look at that visor, baby. Alright, so we got this image in super low res the other day for the first time, and it's called the Monarch armor coating, and it's a work in progress render, but here it is. That's pretty much multiplayer armor for you. It's very simplified. It's really, you know, basic. I'd say that, again, it's work in progress. The lighting looks a little bit simple, and I think there should be some more detail on the armor, like little scratches, nothing too much, but, you know, a little bit of texture. But again, this is just our first multiplayer render ever, and I think it's looking great so far. And this has got me thinking that maybe multiplayer could be making its reveal, or it could be just the fact that 343 is responding to the content drought. And I'll talk about it more in another video, but 343 has emailed me about the content drought, and they gave me the green light to talk a bit about what they said, so video coming soon about that. But basically, people like Sean W., smaller Halo YouTubers, even people with no exact following, or even like here on this channel or other Halo YouTubers, anyone in the community has the ability to make a difference. And Sean W. requested a higher res of this image, as it was already released, technically just lower res, and actually community manager Unishack favorited his tweet, so I think they're listening, and it's pretty cool. But let's take a look at that visor, because it might be pointing to a multiplayer map, which is really crazy. I mean, we really know nothing about the multiplayer at this point, except for a small, you know, some breadcrumbs. But what is shown here, I would say, is this. All right, we see a metal railing, a light, probably a door in the middle, Then on his right, just a wall, and I think it's probably a Spartan is this dark figure here. Maybe it's a shadow. This could just be a reflective render of some, studio room, just to basically demo reflectability, or it could be our first tease of a multiplayer map, and my intuition is telling me that it's Lockout from Halo 3. This wouldn't be terribly surprising because we know Halo Infinite is kind of going back to the roots of Halo, and that they're very interested, just like with Halo 5, making sure that the multiplayer is really equipped for esports. And what better map than Lockout is good for esports? I mean, this is such an iconic map, and it would make sense from what we see in the image that this is what we see here. And we also have sound effects. So brand new explosion sound effects in water, dirt, grass, and all kinds of locations. And these are sound effects that are going to be used in the game. All right. This is pretty unusual, by the way, that 343 dropped this on their YouTube. But as I said before, I think that they heard us, and there's evidence of that they are making a difference and releasing content, or even just little things like this, I think helps. And I'd just like to say thank you, 343. We really do appreciate it. And I think it's a good start. There's not a whole lot to talk about or stir up in the community and bring about discussion with sound effects, but again, showing us skins, going in more detail about promotions, which they said that they will soon, and that might mean that there's going to be more multiplayer renders or more, higher res images, or maybe even just revealing new skins coming to Halo Infinite soon might be a big thing, but also uploading compilations of new sound effects being recorded and, of course, being heard in Halo Infinite's campaign and multiplayer is a good start. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video with the full sound effects video. You can look at the original upload down in the description. Guys, be sure to snag yourself that free Halo audiobook. Link down in the description. Every sign up really helps support this channel, and you get a free Halo audiobook for 30 days or any audiobook you want of your choosing. By the way, if you want to watch the full explosion sound effects for Halo Infinite video, that's also down in the description. And guys, let me know, what do you think? Did I look too much into the visors in this news video? And if I haven't, let me know what your thoughts are on everything, and I'll catch you in the next one soon. I think there's some really exciting stuff ahead of us, especially with Shadows of Reach coming out in just about 10-ish days. All right, peace. You take care.